Hey everyone, this is my July book haul part 2. We're going to go through science fiction and fantasy. Alright, we're going to start off with some fantasy. Got Michael Moorcock, The Jewel in the Skull. Michael Moorcock, The Sword of the Dawn. So that was the first and the third volume of Runestaff. So I think that's complete now. Yeah, I'll have to go look and see if I've got all the books. Great. Fritz Leiber, Swords in the Mist. So this is a Pfafford and Grey Mouser book, which is great. I've been looking for these. Fred Saberhagen, Empire of the East. Yep. The Worm Ouroboros by E.R. Edison. I think this is one of these pre-Tolkien kind of ones, right? Let's see, does it have an original publication? 1926. So yeah. Robert Moore Williams, Xanthar at Moon's Madness. I assume this is more like, is it planetary romance, the genre? Like Edgar Rice Burroughs? Yeah, sounds very pulpy. Got a couple of gore books. Outlaw of Gore by John Norman. Don't worry, I didn't pay $6 for it. Slave Girl of Gore by John Norman. It's a door. Very faded though. Now, if I remember right, this is where it gets into the weird sort of adult elements more and more. Yeah. This one looked too weird not to pick up. It's The Zork Chronicles by George Alec Effinger, which is based on a video game. I've never really played Zork. It's like an old text adventure type game. That's a great cover, though. Don't know how to pronounce this. The Weirdie, Book 1. Edited by Neil Gaiman, Mary Gentle, and Ross Cavanley, I guess? Or Cavaney, sorry. Who's in here? Oh. Yeah, so this is signed by at least some of the authors. I'm not good at making out signatures. Colin Greenland, I can clearly read that one. He wrote Going to the Black Bear. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to spend some time trying to work out signatures, I guess. Now, I put this in my fantasy pile. It says fantasy there, but it sounds like a very horror kind of concept. So yeah, maybe it should have been in my horror pile. And I've got the weirdy word, Verda, the Verd, I don't know how to pronounce. The Book of the Ancients. Okay, edited by the same people. Mary Gentle and Rose Cavaney. No signatures this time. Yeah, interesting. See, I didn't actually know it was signed until I opened it up just then. Weird. Robert E. Howard. This is a collection of Conan stories. The Conan Chronicles, Volume 2, The Hour of the Dragon. Now, unfortunately, Volume 1 wasn't there. Let's see what's in here. There we go. Okay, on to science fiction type stuff now. Destination Universe by A.E. Van Vogt. I think this is short stories. There you go. A.E. Van Vogt, The Silky. A.E. Van Vogt, Quest for the Future. Yeah, I've got a lot of A.E. Van Vogt now, so I've really got to start a book or two. Isaac Asimov, Foundation. Isaac Asimov, Foundation and Empire. Isaac Asimov, Second Foundation. Yeah, so I was really happy to find these all as a set. So I think he wrote these three first, or these three kind of in succession, and then he did more sequels later on, like years or decades down the line. Really happy to have those. Philip Jose Farmer, Tongues of the Moon. Philip Jose Farmer, The Lovers. Barry B. Longyear, Elephant Song. Barry B. Longyear, Circus World. So Circus World and Elephant Song are in a series as well, I think. So I don't have one of the books. Sideshow by Mike Resnick. Tales of the Galactic Midway #1. The Three-Legged Hooch Dancer by Mike Resnick. So that's #2. The Wild Alien Tamer. So that's #3. The Best Rootin' Tootin' Shootin' Gunslinger in the Whole Damned Galaxy by Mike Resnick. So that's the last one. Yeah, this series looks a bit silly. It's not the kind of thing I would usually pick up, really. But all four of them were sitting there, and they have such ridiculous covers that I kind of had to go for it. If it was just one or just two of them, I probably would have left them there. All right. We've got The Second Pacific Book of Australian Science Fiction, edited by John Baxter. And then, in my haste, I thought I'd found the first one, but it's actually the second one again. The Second Pacific Book of Australian Science Fiction, edited by John Baxter. So, yeah, two of the exact same book. There we go. There's the contents. Yeah. Obviously, the editions are different, so I just kind of assumed that they were different entries. Both of these were only $1, so it doesn't matter that much. Oh well. Protectorate by Mick Farron. I just grabbed this one because I like this xenomorph looking thing here. Stephen Golden, Mind Flight. No idea what this one is. Time Gladiator by Mac Reynolds. Death Duels for the Bloodthirsty Crowd. Primitive Rome in the 21st Century. Sounds cool. Ground Zero Man by Bob Shaw. Cool. Norman Spinrad, The Men in the Jungle. I've got a few John Brunners. The Productions of Time. This one sounds like it might just be literary fiction, not science fiction. More John Brunner. The Dramaturges of Yarn. More obviously science fiction there. John Brunner, The Complete Traveler in Black. Now this is a fantasy one, but most of my John Brunner is science fiction, so... John Brunner, Stand on Zanzibar. Now this is his most famous one. Thick book. John Brunner, The Sheep Look Up. The Omega Point by George Zabrowski. Lester Del Rey, Stalemate. The Spinner, Doris Piserchia. A novel of alien terror. Oh, maybe this should have gone in my horror pile. This sounds great. The Santaroga Barrier by Frank Herbert. National Lampoon's Dune by Ellis Weiner. That's great cover art. The Secret Visitors by James White. Deadly Litter by James White. Yeah, I don't know why this is in a bag. When I bought it, it was in a bag. Huh? Arthur C. Clarke, The Fountains of Paradise. Arthur C. Clarke, Rendezvous with Rama. Arthur C. Clarke, The Deep Range. Harbrace Paperbound Library. This is a very, very heavy book. It's like a different quality paper. Yeah, publisher I've never heard of, and just a strangely heavy book. Anyway, looks cool. Arthur C. Clarke, Earthlight. This is maybe the coolest one I've picked up. John Jakes, Six Gun Planet. That is a great cover. That's awesome. Buffalo Young is in town. Cover art by David Plord, or David Plordy. Yeah, awesome. I wonder if this David Plord guy, I wonder if he mostly did westerns, and then they've asked him to do a sci-fi western thing here. That's great. Frederick Brown, Nightmares and Giesenstacks. So this is short stories, I think. Yeah, lots of very short stories. Cool. The Men from Arcturus by Russ Winterbotham. Never heard of this author. I just like this Chewbacca-looking thing here. They were furry things over 7 feet tall, and they came down to Earth with the diabolical plan. Oh, 1963. So before Star Wars. There you go. I just assumed it was ripping off Chewbacca, but this one did it first, I guess. Algis Budries, the Iron Thorn. Reagan's Planet by Robert Silverberg. Now, unfortunately, the printing on this cover is kind of blurry, like it's not done it correctly. Brian Aldiss, The Saliva Tree and Other Strange Growths. Clifford D. Simak, The Goblin Reservation. Paul Anderson, War of the Wingmen. Looks almost more fantasy, but it does say science fiction on it. Yep. The Big Eye by Max Ehrlich. Boardman Books. (1954). Is that right? Is this really that old? 1954? Cool. Kate Wilhelm, Where Late the Sweet Bird Sang. X-Files Whirlwind by Charles Grant. Probably should have put this in my horror section. Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of science fiction. Lambda 1 and Other Stories, selected by John Carnell. Got a few novelizations. Demolition Man by Richard Osborne. Total Recall novelization by Piers Anthony. I've already got a copy of this, but I don't know. It was $1, so. The Sixth Day novelization by Terry Bisson. Oh, and this is probably the highlight of the entire haul. The Destruction of the Temple by Barry N. Malzberg. This is in excellent condition. Yeah, this looks great. This was $2 at a local op shop. So very, very happy to find this one. Weird cover. The Father Thing by Philip K. Dick. So this is a collection of short stories. There we go. Yeah, I've been having trouble finding Philip K. Dick books here. I guess people are holding on to them. So happy to find this at least. Got a few sort of paranormal and books about weird stuff, basically. Chelsea Quinn Yarbrough, Michael's People. Project Blue Book, which has been edited by Brad Steiger. And last but not least, John Whitman, The Psychic Power of Plants. Fantastic revelations about the secret life of plants. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya.